we saw. Solaris, have you read anything like this?
I'm not sure if I have. Have I read anything like this?
It's a very common practice to counteract some type of magic with its opposite, or with its favor. For instance, you know that enchantment wizards know it's a very common practice that when you enthrall somebody, if somebody else enthralls them, it suppresses the previous effect. And use this tactic upstairs. However, that's when the two are compatible in a way to help them coexist and to pull more favor out of an individual. This is something that is complete opposites, which is not the type of magic you deal in. This is spiritual magic. It's not arcana. It's not arcana. So
Okay.
it's not something you're terribly well versed in, but it is a theory that you understand.
Okay, so if it's opposite and Goodberry was healing, like Inch thinking through that, and then goes over to the flame and casts Cure Wounds at a second level.
You stick your hand in the flame.
Yeah.
Give me a con save.
Guidance. Can Rowan cast guidance on Ben?
It won't help
Yeah.
with the save, but you can.
If Gable sees us trying to do that, he would definitely try to pull her hand out.
Well, their hand out, and you were just
Their
a
hand
little
out.
bit too late. You stick your hand in, and it starts burning away at your skin, freezing over, and you suffer 10 points of necrotic damage, and your hit point maximum decreases by 10.
Damn it.
However, roll your second level Cure Wounds. $12. You immediately recoil out of it, like feeling that burning sensation against your skin really ripping you up. However, you do notice the flames douse quite a bit more, and the portal closes by about another 5 inches.
Gable
I can't
curses
afford to
at
do that again.
Gable curses at N and pulls away from the fire. Are you crazy?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm just trying to close this thing.
Rowan steps forward, and similar to N, casts Cure Wounds and sticks her hand into the flames.
Are you doing it at first or
Shit.
second level? Also, roll a con save.
First level. I'm feeling optimistic.
Gabriel, were you going to do something?
Gable is not a happy person, and we try to stop her as well.
Oh, I was asking for your spell, but 14 is just barely a success. You only suffer 10 points in necrotic damage. Your hit point maximum does not decrease. However, go ahead and roll your Cure Wounds. Nine. It closes a little bit. Maybe a few more inches. The portal looks small enough now that nothing large will loom through. However, both of your arms are blackened right now, completely charred over.
The good berries, Rona, is that a cantrip?
Those are a level 1 spell.
And how many more of those do you have?
I have one more. Gabe, do you have any healing spells?
Yeah, I don't have. I mean, I already injured myself earlier. I got lay on hands or the same spell you used?
Do you want to cast one of yours and see if you can close it, and I can... Gerald, can I utilize guidance for his actual spell or no?
No. Guidance only
Alright.
helps with ability checks.
Gabe, you just want to bite the arrowhead? Do it?
Shit. What's that inspiration I got for?
I'm sorry?
The inspiration I got for talking about the last time?
It gives you advantage on a roll, as long as you use it before you make the roll.
Oh, okay. I'll use that in the Constitution. I guess.
Yep.
Yes. I guess can I do cure wounds and lay on hands at the same time, or is that double Constitution?
It's one action each, unless you want to hold yourself in the fires to do it again.
Shit. Gable. Not wanting the other two to do this again. Cast cure wounds on the fire.
Alrighty. Con save. Using your inspiration, you have advantage.
Con save.
17. Good. You suffer 10 points of necrotic damage.
Gable at this point is obviously hurting badly.
And go ahead and
But,
roll your cure wounds.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Six. It closes up a bit more. It's not gaining a lot of traction, but it is slowly closing. However, once you stop adding that radiant energy into it, it just stills at its current position.
Solar.
Gable's barely on his feet, but okay. Any other
I can heal you up
ideas?
again, Gabriel, and you can try again.
That was my last spell. Unless you think lay on hands would work. Try. Give me a light heal. See if that works.
Okay, I'm gonna do another second level cure wounds
On the fire,
on
me.
on Gabriel.
Kothar grabs your hand as you do that. Remember, you can't heal here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that I did. I thought it might just be a particular spell.
It wouldn't. If anything, it would shut down magic, not lay on hands. This shuts down healing.
On other people, other than...
Healing.
Yeah.
Solaris.
If y'all can get me out of here fast, I can do it one more time.
Solaris,
Yes,
did you say that casting necrotic magic's favor on it could also affect it?
I believe so, yes. There's some prefer using direct opposites, and then I think there is something to be said for using a counterpart.
Would that require casting necrotic type magic on it, or
Yes, but I think that the life magic is definitely having an effect, so why do you ask about necrotic?
I'm just wondering if there are other options to try to manipulate this.
Kothar, you have any ideas, big guy?
He looks over at you, holds up his axe, just sticks it in the ground.
We could step out of the room and I could heal Gabriel and we could try again. Because if if I stick my hand in there again, I'm going to die.
Same here.
Okay. All right.
Do we, Solaris? Do you think a healing potion would work in here?
From what I've witnessed, I think it just suppresses healing in general.
I have a healing potion, Gabriel, so I could give you that, and I could give you a cure wounds. And if we step outside of the room and come back.
Do I know the room outside this room is
safe?
I mean, is it just this room, or
well, the room right back behind you is where Hedge is lying on the ground, breathing very heavily.
Shit, Solaris, do you think that this thing is going to grow bigger very quickly?
I think that's a very high possibility, yes.
So
it might start
time.
It might start up again. I'm not even sure if we can. How big is it now?
It's much smaller. The maximum to its height is about 5 feet, so nothing large will fit through there, but it can still house anybody else to move past.
And the flames that were used?
The flames have doused down quite a lot, but those hearts are still fueling them enough.
How close can we get to the portal?
How close can you get to the portal?
Given that the flames have reduced.
You can get right up to the portal, no problem. You just have that alarm spell in front of it.
Solaris,
but now, one second. Now that you've lowered the area around the portal surface area so much, you can move around the long ways from the alarm spell and step over to the front if all of you wish to try to enter in.
Enter the portal?
That's your choice.
Solaris, do you think if pouring a healing potion directly on this fire would have the same effect?
I mean, it could help, certainly, I think.
Rowan, you would understand it would. Sorry, not to cut you off, Solaris. You're the one theory crafting. Rowan's the one who had the 22 religion.
Oh, yeah.
Rowan would know. It would. It has... Healing potions are made from Arcana, but it is a natural-based healing based off of the roots that you get to infuse it. And nature is, in its essence, a divine source.
Yeah.
Okay, so In's gonna pour a potion of healing over it.
Pour one out for the hearts. Yep.
Yeah. 2d4 plus 2.
Yep. That's a damn good potion. Too bad it didn't help any of y'all. But as you pour it out over top and like dousing the flames itself, aiming for the focal point of it, the flames do shrink down much, much more. Now the portal itself is only about 1.5 feet, 2 feet in circumference.
Gable curses again, pulls out a healing potion, and just throws it at the fire to break it, assuming that's possible.
Roll your 2d4 plus 2.
So that's 6.
Now, the portal shrinks down to the size of a tiny ball. And the flames themselves are all but extinguished, looking mostly like the kindled remains of a previous bonfire. Just the embers glowing off of the hearts in place. The hearts are beating very slowly now, compared to previously where it was invigorating and very pulsating.
Rowan, do you have any more good berries?
I do. Hang on though. Before I conjure those up and throw them at the hearts, do we want to maybe try to see if there's anything on the other side of that portal now that it's really small? I mean, do we want to try to figure out if something's on the other side before we close that up?
I thought the point was to close these things.
Kothar speaks up. They don't stay closed forever. We just need to make sure nothing comes out of them. But
I have another healing potion, but using your spell
and then
it would be a better idea.
That other person's in there. The one who killed them. Remembering the halflings upstairs.
On the other side of the portal, Kothar?
Couldn't have gone anywhere else. Deeper in. That means the other blade is in there. I'm going to kill him.
Well, you should have said that before we almost kill ourselves and use up potions and spells to.
Well, you did a good job. It's small. Nothing can crawl through anymore. That's a good thing.
And we can't go through it.
Right now, it'll open back up.
Kothar, will it open back up even if we close it all the way?
He nods. Can't get rid of the portals. Only make them smaller.
Do you know how long they stay closed?
Till somebody else tries to reopen it.
Can they be opened from the other side?
I don't know. The other side's not our problem. Hedge walks out. Hedge will walk in around now going, "What the fuck are all of you still doing in here?" Ugh.
That and like points to the fire where the heart's beating.
That's disturbing.
So I don't feel so good.
Well, then.
You all look like shit.
Good berries.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I heard the big guy. It won't stay shut, but we could probably have someone watch it. I mean,
I was just about to suggest that.
I could stay here and keep an eye on it while all of you head on back and get my company. I mean, nothing for nothing. Pretty sure a bunch of paladins and clerics might have a decent enough chance to hold this thing at bay, right?
Can I make an insight check to see if he has ulterior motives of being the one to stay behind?
Sure, go ahead.
So distrustful.
Natural 20 for a 24.
Without a shadow of doubt in your mind, he has another reason. But he doesn't seem malicious intent. He seems more like he wants to help.
Okay.
But also like he intends on something else being beneficial for him out of this. But he does not seem malicious, as he has not seemed in all of your interactions with him.
Okay. Well, what does everyone else think?
So is this thing closed down as far as we're going to get it?
I don't fucking know. But at minimum, I can stay here and make sure it doesn't get any bigger. Till at least you get my company over here.
And Rowan, are you happy with this?
Yeah, I am. I don't know why, I just have a weird feeling about closing it all the way.
Well,
You think you should or you shouldn't?
I'm saying I feel like we should leave it as it is for now.
Yes, and keep an eye on it. I'm not sure how fast it'll charge up again.
And I'm concerned about using a lot of resources when nothing can come through right now anyway.
Yes.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, you said you have good berries to throw at it. Make them, hand them to me. If anything starts happening, whoop, throw one out.
I'd have to conjure more. I went all in with the first batch of good berries.
I do that all the time. But yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. You all go back, get them. The door's probably gonna shut by then, so please come back.
Well,
Do you have the rest of those candles?
Yeah. Hands you the other remains of the candles, the shavings. And of course, they have a bunch more back then. I mean, use candles a lot.
I mean, just in case we need to get in while.
But yeah.
before we get-
Yeah. It's not going to stay open for much longer, so makes perfect sense. Well, do you all want to go, or do you want to wait around for the door to close on you too?
Ron handed over the good berries.
Well, I'd have to conjure more, and then I wouldn't have any more spells.
Alright, then I'll just deal with anything that happens.
Let's go then. And he, Gay kind of gently pushes in toward the exit.
Right, I'm going. Don't push me over, because gods know I might not be able to last through that.
Rowan gives a little thumbs up to Hedge and follows.
Alrighty. Hedge sits down in front of the hearts, just kneeling with his big hammer in front of him and his shield directed at the portal. Just sitting there staring at it.
Thank you for everything you've done, instead of like being pushed out of the
Yeah. You all head back up, making your way back through the tunnels and the crypt where you originally came from. Kothar stops to pick up his two fallen comrades, scooping them up. As you're about to walk out, Solaris,
yes.
you hear that voice yet again. Questions. Where are the answers?
You tell me. And Solaris is kind of like walking behind everyone and starts to kind of slow a bit.
You start trying to feel out that same presence, but it seems to have withdrawn. What? You all exit.
Yeah, as soon as we exit, Gable heals himself up for 10 points.
Alrighty. Now, you do see that candle has very little life left in it. Muted, N.
I'm gonna go ahead and snuff it out so that nothing else can get down in there.
The door seals itself shut.
The orb breaks.
No, the door shut.
Yeah, I use the orb to block it open.
Oh yeah, that shatters. Mundane ores do not withstand mystical doors.
Fair.
Oh, shit, I forgot about that. Sorry.
You have more. Remember, you wanted to get more.
Yeah, we have extra.
I'm not feeling great, so my mind is not on grabbing that ore. I just want to go.
Kothar sits in the one boat after positioning the two bodies and looks over. Someone get in.
Gabriel gives in 5 points of healing.
I'm at my hit point maximum.
Yeah.
Oh.
When you fail the con save, your hit point maximum decreases.
Yeah. I'm at 3.
Oh.
And that's my maximum currently.
Shit.
Yeah. Bad.
Well, when Gable finds out he can't heal and he pretty much picks her up off the ground, let's go, and moves toward the boat.
So, you all start heading back.
Inch just curled up in the bottom of the boat, like trying to go to sleep.
Already. Are you all heading back to the beach, or are you heading back to the Blaze of Light?
Blaze of Light.
So, you all approach closer to the blades, and as you're all approaching, you see that you're being flagged down by them yet again, and they look at your group very curiously and see the same high elf come moving forward. Excuse me, where is Hedge?
We encountered something that needed someone to watch over it, and he offered in exchange for us bringing some of you to him.
What did you come across?
A large portal. It's now a small portal.
Well,
Can any of you heal my friend here?
Well, what is wrong with you? Look terribly ill. The one individual like holds their hand out to you and just, may I?
Of course, and holds their hand out. There was a fire that was using hearts to power it, and some sort of necromancy, and it pulled health from me. I don't exactly know.
None of us have the resources here to handle what's affecting you. However, a good night's rest should be able to restore your body to what it was. But here, come on, they help you beach, and alright, all of you, please, get out. This is tragic. We need one of you. You're taking a group of us over there.
I'll take you.
Kothar walks forward. I'll do it. He's not here.
Yeah, that works.
Fine, Kothar. That way I can watch over Anne.
Alright. And just so you all are aware, if you are lying to us about this endeavor, we will uphold you to the limits of the law, as we have the authority to do so.
Hedge has been a great
Understandable.
help to us, and on things that we need to do.
Well, I hope your words are true. Actually, I hope they're not. But I kind of hope they do. But about 6 of these individuals, 2 of them clerics, 4 of them some type of militant soldiers, get onto the boats with Kothar and start heading out. The rest of you are brought into one tent where you are being watched the entire time. There's somebody who sits at the door, just, the flaps of it, and just sits on the outside of it, blade drawn at their side. Their back is to you, but they give you enough privacy without leaving you alone.
Yeah, Gabriel tries to take care of Anne the best he can.
Alright.
And just curling up with whatever is there. If there's a blanket or pillow or whatever.
Very nice, very fine fabrics and pillows are in here. The highest of quality, lovely handcrafted quilts. They're all very nice, expensive.
Okay, perfect. And I'll feel right at home. And when they sleep, is curled up like a cat with the tail on their face.
Rowan starts poking around the room for the tent.
Poking around, just investigating?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Gabriel just guarding over Anne, watching the door and the people outside it.
9. There's some lovely quilts and tapestries in here. There's some very beautiful, ornate statuettes in here, probably very expensive. But aside from that, there's nothing that seems to stand out. Everything's ostentatious and beautiful. But you're all being left alone for the evening. Is there anything you would like to do? Gabriel is tending to N, yes. N would like to sleep.
And we can't get out of the tent?
They have somebody standing guard to keep you in. Or to keep an eye on you.
Solaris just starts kind of sketching a picture in his notebook of the portal and the various different kinds of runes that he saw.
Which book are you using? Which book are you using?
Oh, just his normal kind of like sketchbook.
Alright. Start copying it down and... Roll me another religion check as you're trying to recreate the scenario in your head.
12.
This is a little bit outside your spectrum of dealings, considering your expertise was also a major question mark moment for you.
Okay.
However, you do catch the attention of one of the guards who looks in and goes, "Are you an artist?"
I wouldn't go that far, but I do like to sketch here and there.
Oh, well, please don't underrate yourself. They step in, very happy now. Let me see what you are drawing. Oh, you're an arcanist.
I am.
Understood. My apologies. They walk back out. You understand the Sioux Knights love art. All kinds of it. They worship beauty.
Oh, that's something we can have in common. And then he kind of puts his sketchbook away, and he pulls out the black book and begins to read like the kind of diary type dialogue that showed up when he started just randomly writing shit.
All right.
And he's just gonna kind of like read through it a little bit and then go to bed.
All right. As you begin reading through, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, 23.
You feel the words that you are reading begin to entice your mind, wanting to spread and grasp deeper within you. You feel as though it's trying to pry questions or communicate to you. It is your choice if you accept or deny this.
Solaris just takes a deep breath and allows it to enter.
You all watch as Solaris falls over. A few moments later, he leans back up, blinks and looks around the room.
You okay, man?
Fine, thank you.
Was your writing that boring?
Apparently, yes. Interesting. Do you think we all forgot anything? Missed anything?
What do you mean?
Well, with where we just were. Did we miss anything? Any details? Can't
You mean
quite wrap my brain around it.
You mean Siphon Sirens?
Yes, the sirens. Sirens, callers of the crypt. Ones that beckon us to an eternal slumber. Curious. Well, I'm a little tired now. He drops into a trance. Solaris, you're back to being yourself. You're aware of everything that just happened. And you hear in your mind once again, secrets, secrets. We don't like them.
Neither do I. No, we do not. And I just continue with the trance. I kind of just like keep a hand on the black book.
Did you all get that down, what I said?
I wanted to write it down, but I can't find a pen.
D&D, just type it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so can you tell me again that little riddle? Not necessarily what.
The sirens of the crypt beckon you towards your eternal slumber. And Gabriel and Solaris, feel free to roll me a history. Of course. Yep. Sounds like a lot of the other random bullshit Solaris spews out. Solaris. There's an old little children's jingle that coincided with that line. Sirens that would beckon people to their eternal slumber, that if they caught you awake within their reach, they would bring you to their crypts so that you can sleep forever, killing you. It's supposed to be a story that entices children to sleep at an appropriate hour for fear that if a siren stumbles upon them, they might be whisked away and sleep forever. But it has a little bit of historical accuracy to it. The sirens of a crypt are the ones who speak for the dead, that want more to join them, as the dead are forever lonely when they don't get to pass on to any other religious rite that they may have possessed. It is the curse of those that are not faithful worshippers to any one deity, or that sell their souls to extraplanar beings, that they have to wait for more creatures to always come to them to try to fill that empty void that will persist in their hearts forever. The sirens are the manifestation of that. Which then clicks something else into your mind. The sirens only coexist in the material plane when they have an anchor to the Shadowfell. That portal probably led to the Shadowfell.
Interesting.
What's interesting?
Oh, he just kind of thinks that. Sorry. he's just still in a trance. He's in the trance. And
Mental
this is what
exercises.
I'd like to think that this is what he is like. He's like processing this information in his trance.
Now everybody goes to sleep.
Are we going to stay overnight?
Ken's already knocked out.
Gable.
Like a log.
Is you what?
Rowan's out like a log.
Well, Gable is staying watch then.
Alrighty. While everybody continues through the evening to rest up, Gabriel, you've been awake the whole time. Roll me a perception check, please.
I mean, it's still during the day, isn't it?
Around now, it would be later in the afternoon, coming across the evening.
5.
Okay. Four hours have gone by. Solaris, you wake up from your trance.
Is that enough time for them to have... How far was it away was the island?
Only about 2 hours worth of rowing.
Gable gives another hour, then he goes to ask if they see them returning.
The moment they return, we will be escorting you all to a hedge.
Gable goes back to guarding again.
Solaris, you are now awake as well. Refreshed and able to choose your spells for the day. Couple more hours go by. Both of you perception checks. Seems about right. Gabriel?
Oh, I'm wrong something too?
Yes, both of you.
Perception. Oh, I thought I already did that.
That was your previous one. It's a new one.
Oh, well.
Gets better and better. Gotcha. Nothing seems to be happening around the campsite. Nothing of interest, nothing of intrigue. Towards the end of what you are both tediously doing in this room, which is mostly just staring down at books or protecting your allies, you start hearing the heavy clamoring of hammer against wood and nails penetrating wood and the sounds of thatching. And Hedge comes walking up towards the tent. You see he has a large scar down the side of his face now that's mostly healed up, but still, you know, not fully closed. And he has his shirt is soaked with blood all the way down it, starting from his shoulder, where you see his armor was pierced straight through, and goes, "Oh, are they sleeping?"
Cable, if he sees him, goes out to him.
Well, if they're still sleeping, let them sleep it off. You two, follow me now.
Cable
All right.
follows behind.
Solaris follows.
He's kind of walking with his giant warhammer as like a walking stick with him over towards his personal quarters. Steps inside, goes over to his large, ostentatious chair, and just like slumps into it, going, "Oh, hey, that's all the exercise I needed for a year. Good. The two of you make yourselves comfortable." He like gestures out to a pile of pillows and blankets, and as he does that, he goes, "Ow, oh, ow, ow." Okay.
Cable just stands and crosses his arms. What happened to you?
Some little prick came out of there. Friend of yours. Sarcastically, by the way. And, when I asked him, "Hey, are you that little prick who killed the halflings upstairs?" his response was, well, he points to his shoulder. And then I blacked out.
What did this thing look like?
Oh, it was a little one. Thank you for the sub, CM. Welcome to the game. It's a little person. He had like a whitish glow to his cheeks, almost like veins in it, and a little bit of white eyes. Didn't get much good of a look on his face, you know. The fucker kind of pierced me with something that I didn't see.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it was, did you take care of it?
No. It stabbed me and I almost died.
Oh.
Hey. I wasn't really doing so well either when I went down there, and I kind of had to use the last of what I had to try to keep the portal small, but it just kept getting bigger.
That's what I feared.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing that the big guy wasn't there, or else he probably would have been killed, you know?
Yes, we are glad that you're still alive.
Yeah, thank you. So am I. Oh, it looks like the two of you are looking alright, and the other two, well, they look like shit, but they're sleeping it off, so that's good.
Right.
Well, you've been a fantastic service to the Blades. If there's anything we can do to better assist you in whatever endeavors you plan on seeking out, we are going to be taking over this investigation solely, by the way. Sorry it took so long to get back. I convinced them just to go back to town and get all the thatchers for us, so we can get our bolts active now and keep a round-the-clock watch on that portal. Now that we know where one exists, we might be able to find the other ones and keep a better eye on it as an organization, you know?
So Carthar is back with the boats?
He went a little bit into the forest.
But the boats are back.
Aye. Aside from the one, he has it.
He took the boat to the forest?
Well, we're on like an island peninsula, so he took it to go towards the forest to go out there. Yeah.
What,
He wants his privacy.
Why? Oh.
Yeah, he wants to bury his friends and burn the bodies.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Alright, well,
So, there is one point of business that we have to address. As stated by the third act of the Council of Many, any legendary artifacts of the old world that are discovered must be reported and manned by the Blades themselves, either to be kept in captivity or to be utilized for the protection of the realm. I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to work something out with that, if you plan on keeping the sword.
Oh. Well, I don't have much investment in it, so I don't quite care much, but,
None
Well,
of us could use it, but Kothar might have an issue.
yeah, that was one of the concerns. I don't want to be a dick, you know? But it's the law. Only a blade may house the item within their reaches. Well, none of you are associated with us or the council, so...
understand. We will, explain it to Kothar when he gets back.
A bit unfortunate. You know, you all seem like fantastic people, and he is one of the guardians of it, so it would make sense that he would be allowed to hold it, but rules are rules. We have to uphold it too.
Alright, well, if that's it then, please do let us know if you...
Well, we have to talk about compensation.
Oh.
I'm not just fucking stealing your weapon from you. I'm not a piece of shit, come on, man. You have to be treated right. What fair?
Alright.
Jeez. You're lucky you came across me and not one of the other fuckers.
Agreed.
They're fortunate they didn't come across me.
You know. Let's not start comparing dick sizes. I think I have a higher con score.
Goddamn.
Gave all the smiles.
I'm sorry, were you drinking there, Ren? Alright.
Oh.
So,
Carbonation up the nose.
yeah.
And it was recorded, yay!
So, what are we thinking here?
In terms of compensation.
Or anything you can think of. I'm not a very smart man, you know, so I just follow the rules as written.
Aye. Well, do through an identify spell, could I determine the worth of the object, the value of it?
Hey, Alabaster, thank you for the sub, buddy.
It's close to the end of a long rest and would be up and looking for everybody.
Alright, they would escort you over here.
Oh, it's been a long rest, so she's recovered?
They are recovered,
They are recovered?
more or less.
Just wait until, yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, Rowan, if you would like to join as well, you're more than welcome to.
Okay.
Alright, the two of you are walking in and Hedge leans forward. Hey, how are we doing today? Ow. But anyways. Yes. We need to figure out something with it. Only a blade can hold one of these artifacts. The singularities are, obnoxiously powerful, and so...
Oh,
Well.
the weapon?
It was the third act of the council that the singularities have to be manned and housed by us exclusively.
Can I understand that, but I also understand that it's the only thing that Kozar would have from his friends. Could, as long as we're under your watch, hold on to it until he's back. I'd like to at least have the discussion with him present.
Yeah, I can work that out, yeah. I don't want to be a dick about it.
I'd much rather, and I understand where you're coming from, but it's not that I want it personally. I don't even know how to use this kind of sword, but I'd at least want him to be here while we talked about it.
So, N is all healed up now, I take it.
Yeah.
And my normal maximum of 13 hit points.
Well, Gable's much happier now that she's all healed.
They
They are all
takes
healed.
a little bit of effort. We'll get there eventually. Hey. So, we do need to discuss compensation. Hansy's actually here on the island, helping us with our boats. I've already paid him off for you. He's not worried about you. That's all good.
Didn't we already pay him?
Well,
the
yeah,
night.
but you're gonna be late getting back there.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah. It's the least I can do, really. You know, you might have just saved us a big headache, or you might have just wasted all of our times and scared the shit out of me. Either way, it's fine.
Well, we appreciate the company and the aid in the matter.
Of course. For the time being, feel free to walk amongst us. You have to stay within our ranks until Kothar gets back so we can discuss this, but, you know, if you need to go anywhere, ask one of my men to follow you. Or one of the women. Although they get very upset when you go follow me, and, you know, they get really pissy like that.
I can see that probably happening.
Oh, that's a good thing. It's fun.
Hedge.
Hey,
Have you seen that big fish that's supposed to be out here?
what's fucking big fish?
I heard
this-
there's a giant fish.
It's
The
a
one
very
we
large
avoided.
creature. Yes.
Well, I'm happy I fucking didn't. Jesus! As if we're not dealing with enough fucking horrors out here. Damn giant fish. What's the point of a giant fish? Aren't those just sharks?
I guess not. We could possibly take care of it.
As long as you have one of my people with you, you're fine. But remember, we have to keep tabs on you.
All right. Well, I just thought that maybe you'd like to not have a giant man-eating fish. in
Oh,
the
I
lake
would
to
love to
fish.
not have a giant man-eating fish anywhere near me. But considering where the fuck we are, we don't have much of a choice. There's gonna be more.
Yes.
Maybe-
all right.
Maybe it's a giant, friendly man-eating fish.
Well,
might
regardless,
be.
I am a man and I do not wish to be eaten.
Fair enough.
But yeah, whatever else you want to do, feel free, hang out, inquire questions. Do whatever your heart's content is. We're pretty relaxed here, as far as any of the other blades go.
Rowan turns to the group. Guys, I think while we're waiting for Kothar, maybe we should go try to find that fish, because I feel like if it's really big, it's really old, and maybe we can talk to it somehow, and it can tell us some stuff we wouldn't know otherwise.
What the fuck you talking about? Talking to fish?
Oh yeah, she actually is quite good at talking to animals.
How good
You're
are
not
you
fucking
against-
with me?
No,
It's my
she has
only
the
skill.
ability.
Oh.
She convinced a pack of wolves to attack an enemy.
That's terrifying.
Yes.
I feel like they mostly did that of their own accord.
And if we had to fight this thing, Kothar and I are not going to be much help.
Kothar's not gonna be there.
Kothar, yeah.
And you
Yeah.
still have not long rested. You short rested if you want to roll hit dice, but I think you're down to like one hit die.
No, I haven't used any hit die.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I'm down everything else, but
I think it's a wise decision just to wait here for a bit until Kothar gets back. If we end up fighting that thing, I'm going to want him to be able to smack the shit out of it.
Your hit die is more than a D4. It's a D10. Just change it.
oh, I like that better.
Yeah.
But now watch it be a roll of 1.
Probably. Well, so now that we know that we have mutual friends amongst the council, let's say that. What are y'all going to go do next? I mean, after all this.
So, we're waiting on Kothar. I could use the rest to recover now that Ian is doing alright.
Yeah, but I'm talking like wider scope than the next 10 hours.
Well, we'll probably report back to Garvin, and well,
You know, I never liked that fucker.
Looping back to
he's
Kind of like a weasel, you know?
a bit creepy.
I feel like his nose has been brown way too many times.
Interesting.
Of course, I'll never say that to him, and if you try saying I said that, I'll have your tongue cut out of your mouth. But, you know.
Noted.
Everyone else thinks it's a joke. Solaris, you know better.
Yeah, understood.
But yeah, he's kind of like a fucking weasel. But are you just like going around and hunting down all of these portals right now, or are you looking for something else?
At the moment, that is our group effort. I'm always on the lookout for certain magical items for myself, but yes, at the moment, we are searching for portals.
Then, of course, stopping a Goliath raid on cities and.
Ah, yes, that's another thing.
Goliath raid.
On the way here, we were approached, basically rerouted, and told that some of their children and less able people were kidnapped, and we offered our assistance.
But they're going to raid cities?
If they don't find out who it is, they will go looking in their own way.
Where are the Goliaths located?
In an effort to not stir up anything, we'd like to just investigate where these people are being taken to. We believe we have an idea. I think anything preemptive would... We have a time frame, but anything preemptive might trigger a retaliation.
Roll a persuasion.
The one thing I'm good at, please let it be good. Okay, it was good. 26 with a natural 20.
I'm not a bad person. You all can figure that out by now, right? I helped your big friend from not dying. I didn't kill you all to take the singularity back. I had the authority to do so. So, would you at least tell me places I should make sure are more fortified?
Anywhere that is a city, certainly.
Well, that's fucking everywhere.
No, I mean, within here and, what's the mountain range?
The Weldon Top mountain range?
Weldon Top, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Basically the path between here and there.
Right, good. I'll make sure that I convince a few more reputable people to go watch over it.
Right, and as
Thank you for the follow.
Possible, make it seem casual, if that's a possibility.
We should be able to manage that, yeah.
Okay. Just because, we as a group are kind of walking a thin line between helping someone and potentially causing harm if we can't do this.
I'm going to call in a few favors from different Blades organizations. They may not belong to Soonites, however, they owe me enough to listen to what I say. Here. He reaches back and pulls out a golden brooch that has the painted face of that darkened-skinned woman and the flowing red hair around her, and hands it over to you, and there you go. If any of the agents give you an issue, if they worked for me and they see that, if they don't work for me and they see that, run.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Alrighty. So I think that's it.
Yeah.
Do the temporary hit points that he gave us, are they gone now?
Yes, it's when you complete a long rest they disappear.
Sadness.
Yes, I know. And he's not really feeling inspiring right now. But anyways, I'm gonna lay down for a bit, tend to this wound, and he kind of like unclasps his armor and immediately it just falls off of him. And you see the giant wound, which is still like pulsating a little bit with blood every now and again. He goes, Alright, I can handle that. It's astounding that he's even still standing.
Are you sure you've got it? I can heal a little.
I mean, I thought you were gonna go fight the giant fish.
I mean, I think we should.
If you want to use some of your healing, feel free. I was just going to find that giant pile of blankets and lose myself in them. They're really soft.
Are we gonna look for this fish overnight? Because it's getting late.
Whatever y'all are gonna go do, please go do out of my tent, so I can go to sleep. Good night. He stumbles
Good night.
over face first into them and is immediately snoring.
And walks out of the tent.
Cable follows.
Talking to the fish might be a good idea, Rowan. I like the idea of seeing if there's something that we could glean from it. I still think that we should wait for Kothar.
And I'm completely out of spells. How about we sleep overnight and then hopefully Kothar should meet up with us tomorrow.
All right.
Rowan?
Yeah, I can get on board with that. If you guys want, I can take first watch because I just took a pretty long nap, so I'm feeling kind of spunky.
Well, we've got a whole camp of people keeping watch.
Yeah, but do we need to keep an eye on them?
That is true. I'll keep watch with you, and we could have tambourine lessons.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Gabriel, give me a con save to sleep over the sound of the tambourines. I'm fucking with you. You're fine. Yeah, you managed to fall asleep. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. But anyways, you all gather yourselves up. Gabriel goes down to start resting. What are the three of you doing in the encampment? I can change the music now since you're no longer in that disgusting place. Lakeside Camp. Good music.
How do you do long rest on roll 20?
You reset your hit points and your spell slots.
Oh, so you manually do that?
It would be giving Rowan a few tambourine lessons. Probably about an hour's worth, just to not be overwhelming. And then just having an evening of like performing and singing for the camp.
Alrighty. And how about you, Solar?
Gabriel.
Gabriel, I thought you were sleeping.
Yeah, he curls up with the beefcake in a tent.
Be capable sleep. Solaris.
I am. Solaris is just gonna, at first, just kind of like play with Thule for a little bit. Just kind of like read with him. You know, he kind of like summons him and has him next to him in the bed. There's not really much Solaris needs to do right now. Do anything? Nope. Yeah, I'm good. He's just gonna read and chill and sketch some things.
There's a fantastic performance happening outside.
There is a performance happening outside. Which reminds me. N, roll your instrument check.
Okay.
Rowan, roll a performance check with disadvantage.
How do I do disadvantage? Oh, that'll be the lower number.
Yep. Alright, and you're doing an alright job. Pretty good. You're making up for the slack that Rowan has, but that's, you know, she's inexperienced with this. It comes to stand that she's not very good at playing an instrument she's never really played. However, a few of the Soonites are stopping by and smiling very fondly and listening to the music and clapping. very happily between each of your would-be verses with it. And once you all complete that, one of them approaches. Excuse me, are you a group of traveling performers?
Yes, and we take tips.
Wondrous. I'll spread that around to anybody who matters. Soonites don't really, we don't like to show ourselves paying forward towards, fantastic performances. Prefer, stand in the shadows for that.
We do requests too. Is there a song you like?
Yes, it's called, Mississippi Queen.
I think N knows that one. Don't you know that one, N?
Would I know that one?
Maybe a little bit too Southern rock for you.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Would have said Beyonce, absolutely, but...
Oh, yeah, sure.
But, are all of you from the area?
Not necessarily here.
No?
I'm not.
Wow. So
I'm not originally from this island either.
You're wood weaver. Nice! Very fun. My name is Arcavelio. The lieutenant to Soonite.
Have you heard anything about the giant fish?
Oh yes. We saw it on our travels over here. It seemed pretty, large, and it did not like the spear going into its head.
What? Did you kill it?
Oh god, no. We got away from it. Quickly. That thing was larger than any of our boats, so... yeah, we weren't going to stay around very close to it. Whenever a foreign entity attacks us, we like to attack first, and then ask questions.
So the fish didn't attack you or anything?
Well, it crest over the water and opened its mouth towards us.
Well, he could have been saying hi.
Not in any language I've ever heard. Hi does not sound like... Ugh.
Is the spear... Did you leave the spear in him? Or her? The fish?
Well, we didn't go back to take it out.
Rowan looks at N with, like, big eyes. Let's say please. Oh my god, please.
What, are you one of those, children of the earth type people?
You can say that. I'm also very passionate about fish.
Oh, I think fish is a very delicious cuisine. Prepared properly, tastes fantastic.
Uh-huh.
And in kind of like at Rowan, like, okay, just we're waiting it out, kind of like the like.
Rowan mouths at N and Solaris. The spear, though. The spear.
Yes, a spear. You're all a very weird group.
Eclectic is the term I like to use.
To each their own, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you go deal with the fish, that would a mighty fine feast, actually. Come to think of it.
It would be.
Do you all require a vessel to go do it? I'd be more than happy to accompany you. I know that you need a sponsor for any activities you go partake in.
We were waiting for our companion to return before we made any moves.
I mean, maybe we could row, like, just close enough to see it. We don't have to, touch it.
You don't have to touch the giant fish.
That's right, no pressure.
However, you're definitely way cooler if you do.
Well, then maybe we should touch it.
Well, I mean, your friend's probably going to be busy out there for quite some time. He's not back yet.
I mean, how about this? Here's a good plan. Rowan says beseechingly. We could get close enough that I could maybe, try to say hi to it with my one skill, and if it seems aggressive, we can turn around.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little interested about this fish now as well, considering we have to have a steady flow of our units over towards Dead Man's Island. And they have to cross through this area to get to that one, so I would like to know that the fish will not randomly disturb our process.
We could scout it out, see if the fish is a threat, and then maybe you could, toss us a coin or two for our efforts.
Well, I mean, we were planning on just going out there and killing it.
Rowan doesn't even know how to respond.
But if you want to handle this diplomatically, then I would be more than happy to accompany you in this endeavor.
Absolutely. I mean, that would save so much effort on your part, and ammunition and spells and.
So it's been decided.
If you can row, because you don't want me trying.
I can row just fine.
I can handle it. I can row that boat.
And your other friend seems perfectly capable. Points over to Solaris.
Solaris, would you like to join us on this adventure?
Oh yes, absolutely. I'm a bit bored.
Would you like us to go get your other friend? He seemed a little tired.
I feel like if we didn't get him, he might be upset about it.
and also, I don't know. He needs to sleep though. Let's go.
Go get him, or
to the boat.
Snap.
Oh, right? Wow.
Oh no, she didn't.
They did.
Hey, chaotic good, okay? Chaotic.
It's flashbacks to high school when you're sneaking out.
No, let's not wake up my older sister.
Gabriel's the mom friend, so it's nah, let's just go.
So we have the mom and the overly cool stepmom. Got it.
Okay, let's all agree, if this goes horribly, we don't tell Gabe, and we pretend like it went just fine.
I don't even know who Gabe is. Is that your big friend?
And holds up their pinky. Pinky promise, I'm in on it.
Rowan does the pinky. Yes, that's our big friend with all the muscles.
Ah.
That's not red.
You're the red one.
There's two of us.
The other one's more of a bright maroon color.
True.
But anyways, gets a vessel for all of you, and it's a bit of larger of a boat. It's a keel boat instead. One that's already been fixed up, and the sail has been repaired as well, and you see Handsy over there. He's just waving at all of you from afar. Hey everybody. Yeah.
The reason he's asleep is because he was guarding Anne, and Anne's going to abandon him. Okay.
Oh.
Drama.
Chaos. Hello.
Lawful chaotic.
All right, where's this boat?
There's rules to behavior, but nobody knows what it is.
The keel boat is pushed into the water. The individual climbs onto it, taking up the rowing position, and holds their hand out to help each of you on board, one after another. Here you go. Yes, just find yourself a comfortable seat over there. I've only packaged us 3 helpings of cheese and 2 bottles of wine. I think that should be enough, right?
You said cheese.
Oh, that sounds perfect.
Fantastic. Looking around at all these individuals, they only eat high-class food. That's cheese and wine is their primary diet. And Rowan has declared that she is lactose intolerant. But anyways, you all start going out there, and once you're out onto the waters a good little bit, the elf begins humming a very sweet, very soothing tune. It's a relaxing type of hum that just cresses over all of your minds and makes you feel a bit more lively as it's happening. While that is happening, Rowan, or anybody else, Gabriel, you need 8 hours to rest. It's going to be a while. That was the whole thing. We kept like every 2 hours check, every 2 hours check. It's going to be a while. But you're getting your long rest. But anyways, would anybody like to make a perception check?
I will.
Go for it.
Yeah.
You really want to find that fish.
I'm passionate.
Yeah, that's one description. So, you all get out there, and you start tracking around the area, finding very quickly a small trail of large fish feces that crest over the waves and saunters a little deeper, and you enthusiastically, ooh, that way, and everyone else is okay. Now you start passing over, and you do notice that there's a bit of remains of other aquatic animals in this area. Some of them ranging from small trout up to large catfish in how big they are. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I do not know that much about fish, so now,
Rowan, it looks like he's been through here. There's dead parts everywhere.
I think it's good news that the dead parts are fish parts and not like human arms.
That's true.
as you've made it out further into this area, Rowan, you notice fairly quickly the large shadow passing underneath you all. It cresses around a couple of times in a circle. Predatorial in nature.
I cast Mage Armor.
So it's circling.
Yep.
It could be worse, you guys.
Can you go ahead and talk to it?
Yep. I can do that.
The lieutenant stands, draws out his rapier, and when he just ting right on the sheath, it starts vibrating and humming upwards as he holds it out.
Magically or just metal-like?
Magically.
I turn to him and ask him, what kind of sword is that?
Oh, it's a fine Angelo made golden rapier. The gold is just on the exterior of the blade to add that extra little sheen and glowing aspect to it. It's very beautiful. Ornate pommel that was crafted in the bowels of Weldon Top at some of the most highly esteemed blacksmith in all of the region, and 16 total gems imbued into it in order to really spark the beauty of it, as it's still like vibrating and humming.
You are really into that sword.
Well, it's an art piece, of course I am.
Okay. Rowan
And
kind of.
Ian's already like doing the math on like, okay, the 16 stones plus in on top plus the like.
A lot. But anyways, the fish begins moving closer towards the edge. You see the shadow is getting larger and larger.
Okay. Rowan kind of, under a little bit of stress, casts Speak with Animals.
Okay. You hear, as kind of like a backwards thought, the fish speaking outwards. Dun 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 dun.
Dun.
Does it sound like jovial?
It seems excited, yes.
Okay. And just kind of clears, or Rowan just kind of clears her throat and, hello?
Dun, dun. Oi. Who's this? Where are you?
My name's Rowan. I'm floating in that little thing on top of the water.
It's called a
kinda
boat.
close. Yes.
You must be a
That.
simple creature.
I'm not the brightest. So, I was just wondering, would you be willing to kind of chat for a while, or?
Why?
Well, I just heard you were out here, and I figured, you might have seen some interesting things around this area, and I was hoping to kind of, pick your brain.
Roll persuasion. When it matters.
Into fish.
You all watch as the water cresses with a giant wave that pushes you all backwards, like almost going at a perfect 45-degree angle as you crest backwards, and the lieutenant moves up to the front of the ship, grabbing on and holding out his rapier, looking terrified right now. As you all watch what appears to be a large whale move up to the top. It unleashes one breath that shoots water and soaks all of you. What?
Rowan kind of does a sideways glance at N.
Ian's just like, holy fuck.
There's a lot of you.
Yeah.
And Cable's just shaking his head in his sleep.
There is a lot of you.
These are my friends. What's your name?
Poor Vaughn. Somebody has music. TV show.
Are there any more of you out here?
Well, yeah, but not here. This is my territory.
It's beautiful. You have beautiful territory.
Thank you. I keep it clean.
I appreciate that. How long have you been here?
200 seasons?
Have you noticed anything strange?
Of course.
Recently?
This is very strange.
Except for this. In addition to this, anything else that's strange?
The deep ones are angrier.
Who are the deep ones?
My friends. The guild people. Gill. Gill. People.
Do you know why they're angrier?
They are bothered, unguarded, didn't learn that much.
Where are the guild people close to here?
No, this is my territory. Their territory is far away, deep.
Deep below here?
Not here, just it kind of like slightly moves, and you see the one eye looking all the way over there, that way.
Does
And
Rowan...
the slight movement moves your entire boat.
Does Rowan have any sense of where he's indicating?
I mean, further away from here, that's the best you can really gather. It's not very good at communicating. It doesn't have hands. So. Very far, very deep. Hey! It looks more closely at your boat. That's the one that stuck me with a spear.
I know. That's one of the reasons I wanted to come out here and make him apologize to you.
Food?
You can eat the sword.
Why would I eat something sharp? That hurts coming out.
Yeah, unfortunately you can't eat him. He's very ill.
Oh, spoiled meat. Bad.
Right.
Well,
That also
fine.
hurts coming out.
Have it give me an offering.
What kind of offering?
The cheese.
Or the wine?
Yeah, get him drunk.
You don't want a drunk whale. I want alligator. Yeah. Alligator would be.
Okay, are there alligators near here?
In the North Lake. You're in the Hooked Lake? The northern one would have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rowan turns around and looks at N and Solara. So I asked him about whether he'd seen anything strange recently, and he'd mentioned that there are Gill people that have been angrier recently, and that's all I got. Can you guys think of anything you want to ask them before we head out?
I just came along to see what would happen.
I honestly thought he'd have more information than this.
Well, I mean, the guild people thing is quite intriguing to me.
Yeah, I asked him where we could find them, and he kind of looked with his one big beady eye over yonder, and Rowan points to where he looked.
Somewhere, maybe the other lake? Is that the direction that he pointed?
No, it would be deeper into this lake. The deep part of it.
I see.
Like down?
Well, he didn't point down, he just pointed that direction. But he
Yeah,
did say
kind of like
under,
dry
so it
eye.
would be down. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So I look back at the whale. If we get you alligator meat, would you take us to where the Gill people are?
Roll persuasion.
I'm not into Gill people.
No.
Nope. The Gill people would kill you.
Why?
You are not fish.
I turn around to the rest of the boat. I asked him if he'd take us to the guild people. He said they'd kill us.
All right. Well, that is not a preferable situation.
The lieutenant steps forward. Can you ask him to allow the troops to pass through here? If we have to set up some amount of like trade between the creature and ourselves, we just need that, situated and handled. Because in all honesty, I don't think we're going to kill that thing very easily.
Right. Also, he's not, I wouldn't say he's pleasant, but, he's also seems to be okay, so I think it'd be great not to kill him.
Well, we will work out deals if possible.
Okay. So Rowan turns around and looks at the whale. So my friend behind me, she gestures at the lieutenant, is wondering if he could work out some sort of deal with you where you would allow some of his people to travel back and forth with some frequency through your territory.
Offerings. They leave me food. They may pass. They don't leave food. I may eat.
A type of food?
I don't like dairy.
Me either. Alright.
Lactose intolerance, check.
Rowan turns around and tells the lieutenant. He says he'll let you guys pass back and forth if you leave him food.
Oh, we have plenty of cheese.
Well, he's on a very strict no dairy diet.
Sounds like a horrible existence.
Yeah. But...
Very well. Your great and magnificent being. We accept your proposal graciously, and we are humbled by your actions and words. The whale looks at you. What the fuck is it saying? Is he trying to give me a hug? I don't like hugs.
No hug. He's saying he'll feed you, so we'll keep it at that. And that he thinks you're a good-looking whale.
I am very majestic, yes.
Yes.
Very well. Come back with Gata as retribution, and more fish and food to pass. Starts descending downward. Guild people.
I love him.
Excuse me. Guild people. All three of you may roll nature if you would like. Okay.
Solaris.
All three of you, actually. There's a few different types of humanoids that have gill-like features to them. Some of them are referred to as the furfurs. They are literally bipedal fish people with giant heads that are fish-shaped. There are the tritons, which are blue-skinned Aquaman. And then there are the sea elves, which are literally elves born of the sea and swim like that. So based off what he said, it could be any number of those. All three of which are treated like monstrous races here. Well, I have to say, you sounded very weird when you were talking to that thing, but it seemed very effective. None of us are dead.
Did it sound like Dory from Finding Nemo?
Bloop, 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 bloop. Just not stop blubbing. But anyways, you all track back. By the time you get back, Gabriel, you're standing out there on the beach, glaring at them. Still very tired.
His arms are crossed, and he gives in a full glance to make sure she's all right, and they are right, and doesn't do anything else.
Rowan just points right at N.
We were on a diplomatic mission that was time constrained.
The fish is lactose intolerant.
See? Information we needed to know.
Yes.
I think it's not vegan.
No.
It is carnivorous. Well, anyways, that was a fantastic time spent, and I thank you all very much for what you have done for us here today. Are there any special accommodations I can set up for you, or would a exchange of coin be more necessary?
What do you mean accommodations?
Well, I mean, the Blades of Light have near infinite resources in Solomon. If there's anything you wish for us to better assist you with, we can do so. You know, talk to the right people, or have you gain access to exclusive clubs and organizations.
What do you guys think?
Wait, what? Sorry, I was lost in thought.
Whatever you want.
He'll either pay us in coin or favors.
Yes.
Ooh, I'm a bit low on coin at the moment.
Wizardry is expensive.
It's very expensive, and I could use the coin.
So you all wish for us to compensate you in coin, then?
Works for me.
Very fine.
Please.
Typical liaison for MSC is a nice little status. If you would like to be written down as a permanent ambassador between us and the great... What was its name again?
I think it was Kelvin. He was mumbling.
Kelvin. Between us and the great Kelvin. Then we can expand a little monthly fee. However, it would be your responsibility to give us assistance in any other diplomacies we request, when we request it, of course. Or if this was just a one-time favor, well, the number you receive would be smaller, but then you would not be contractually obligated in assisting us in the future.
You know, I've got a lot on my plate right now. I don't think I can take on another obligation. I think I'll just make it a one-time thing.
Well, for risks in preserving yourselves, hands you over a sack that's completely empty, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 platinum. And then for the embassy work yourself that you did for us, another 20 platinum.
Oof.
Now, however you deem necessary to share amongst your allies, that is completely up to you. However, that is the compensation in the forms that we recognize it. Imagine if you went on as a liaison. They don't have access to people who talk to fish.
Has Rowan ever seen a platinum piece before?
No, it looks like silver but shinier.
Ian's just like, we could quit adventuring and just talk to this fish.
Just be diplomats.
All right, game's over.
Good to me.
Game's over. We live here now. This is our life.
Gable's happy with that.
Yeah. No more headaches, just fish.
Yeah,
Well, of course, this is also compensating you for assisting Hedge in gathering resources, and with the small fee as well for your scrutiny with what you have discovered there.
Understood.
Yes. I gave you the maximum payout for your jobs in compensation for that.
Much appreciated.
Of course.
All right. Well, N, would you like to just hold on to that until we can split it up properly?
You're trusting N. Good job.
Do not lose the bag.
No, N's gonna go ahead and start.
How much platinum was it?
30 platinum.
Divided
by 4. Because you're going to share with Kothar, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Dude
it
just
would
lost
be
5 friends.
It would be 5. Just 5 in the party.
Oh, I apologize. Yeah, 5. So 30 divided by 5 is 6. 6 platinum each.
6 platinum each.
6 platinum each.
And you can give Kothar his portion.
I'll add it to his character sheet.
Okay. So, it's just like it's the first time that anybody has seen N speechless.
Do you usually not deal in so much coin?
Not for a 2-hour trip.
Well, you almost died. You assisted us in a fantastic endeavor. I'd say for the past 24 hours, this is fair compensation.
24 hours, yes.
Yes, because it's compensation for Hedge.
Now, if we do need any more assistance and you are in the area, do I have your permission to contact you by arcane means to see if you can assist us?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, I mean, I was talking to the person who can talk to fish.
Oh.
What
Well,
is
deputy lawyer.
What does by arcane means mean?
Randomly, while you are doing whatever activities that you do, you will hear a voice in your head explaining what they need of you. I will give you fair warning. It always happens at the most uncomfortable moments in time. It just
really
happens
does.
like that. I don't know why.
Like when you're pooping.
Yes. I mean, sometimes it expedites the process.
Or else.
So confirmed, Rowan and N do not poop.
Do I know would they be able to? I mean, would they know my location all the time if I agreed?
Oh, no, absolutely not. It's just, in order to message somebody from afar, it's courtesy to ask in advance to have permission to do that. As, you know, some people do not wish to be disturbed with any minor details within their life.
All right.
It's more of a permission of consent than anything.
N kind of walks a few feet away and looks away from Rowan and casts a message. She'd be like, it would be like this. I don't necessarily need to see you. I just know what you feel like and can send it based on that.
And you heard N's voice in your mind the whole time.
Rowan jump.
And but N's using their hands as they're talking.
Yes, similar to that, but over much wider distances. But you can reply as well.
Okay, all right.
Do we have your permission?
You have my permission.
Fantastic. Jot that down, pulls out a piece of ledger, goes through it. Fantastic. By the way, Solaris, was it?
Yes.
I remember seeing your name come across a few different ballads before in the past.
Ah, yes.
Are you
that
planning
is
on
correct.
running for any positions in the near future?
I'm considering.
Well, if you
higher
ever
position.
decide to run, be sure to contact Hedge or myself, and we will be sure to apply any subtle endorsements that we may be able to do for you.
Much obliged. Thank you.
You've helped us a great deal. It's the least we can do.
Solaris gives a slight bow.
Mark down that you have one endorsement from Sioux Knights. Minor endorsement. It's only a minor one.
Okay.
Although to everybody else, this makes no fucking sense. Very well. I'm going to finish up our paperwork and see if we can't get ourselves some alligator. Take care. And he leaves.
Were you running for an election somewhere, Solaris?
Yes. The last 20 or 30 years I spent with my hands in the political game, I'd say. My ultimate goal is to be an archmage of some kind. But to get there, one needs influence.
In any political game, one needs influence.
Yes. Absolutely. But I've gained probably more influence traveling with you folks than I ever did campaigning. So,
Gabriel, you would understand this aspect of society more than the others would, considering your backstory in Weldon Top. You frequently came across individuals who were campaigning for positions of power. All positions of authority in Selderon Fion are dictated by a ballot vote. You cannot be the master of a school, you cannot be a teacher, you cannot be any form of authority in any workplace unless you are voted to maintain that authority by the people and your peers. Frequently, people who came through your area, some of them were diplomats of aspiring esteem. And you know how shifty and shady it gets when people are really pushing to get their promotions.
Yeah, Gable is not looking on the conversation fondly, but he's not saying anything.
Yeah. It's just that you understand it better than almost everybody else. Somebody's TV's loud.
But it sometimes, speaking as someone who has to create relationships and that sort of thing, sometimes it's easier to go outside the system for recognition than it is to stay inside the system.
I can attest to that.
Roll 2d20, please. Ooh, mark those down.
No, I rolled 2d2.
Oh, damn. That would have been insane for you. See, when you get that, you go, hey guys, let's find the final boss. And just go.
All the saving throws, you fail. Alright, there we go.
You expect to penetrate my mind? That natural one does.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
so
really
2
good
and
too.
16.
Yeah, that's actually, that's pretty good. That one was... Ones are so good for saving throws because it's always a fail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and at first when I first read and learned about the portent thing, I didn't realize that it was that you could also switch an enemy's roll. I thought it was just like you and your allies.
Any
So
roll
when I
you
learned
see, that is the rule.
Oh, it's so.
And I'm not even that much of a dickhead. Any roll that you are aware of.
Right.
So, yes, you have to see it, but you're not affecting the things like the sleight of hand check that's happening against you from somebody that you don't know is happening. But if everything goes black in a room, you can still be like, oh, N said fireball. The enemy rolls a 2. Just,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. A little bit more flexibility, but a little bit more in depth.
Yeah,
but anyways,
for sure.
You're all standing there. You are being supervised by individuals from afar who every now and again walk over and be like, more cheese and wine.
Yes.
Very well.
Yeah, Gable is not enjoying that.
Would you like some saltine crackers?
No, thank you.
Well, what about our broccoli cheddar soup?
No, thank you.
Clam chowder?
No, thank you.
Very well. Filet mignon?
Gable crosses his arms and beats very.
We are trying to be hospitable, that is all. And the individual backs away from you.
At this point, Solaris finishes his wine and stands up, and he says, I'm going to go on a bit of a walk, take some alone time, meditate a bit. But I'll be back.
Well,
so,
are you sure you're not going to have someone tailing you?
I'm sure there will be, but I'll respectfully ask them to keep a distance.
So are we staying here overnight?
I believe so, or at least until Kothar gets back.
I would think at this point it's pretty late.
Very early, actually.
Oh.
Considering you had to sleep like 6 hours or so.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's really early now.
All right. Well, I'm not going to go too far, so if Kothar returns, just come find me or send for me.
Well, I'll try messaging you first.
Okay.
All right.
That's good.
Gable just stands guard close to Inn, discreetly.
Yes.
Gabriel, you realize that...
Discreetly.
But Inn knows Gabriel.
Yeah.
Gabriel, you realize that we're in a camp full of pretty friendly people. I'm okay.
Yeah, and what else is there to do?
Relax. Go eat some filet mignon. I mean, come on.
All right. So Solaris kind of walks away, and that's my cue. I have to go now.
All right, you take care, buddy.
Thanks, everybody.
Yep, no
I'll see
problem.
you all next week.
Yes.
It was fun. It was awesome.
Then at that point, how about we take a little break, everyone? Cool?
All right.
5 minutes? All right, everybody,
Back.
stay tuned. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
Kothar pops in around.
Oh, we'll
at
get
that
there.
time.
We'll get there. As Solaris walks away and you're all about to start having your conversation. Hello, everybody. We are back. Kothar can be heard over the silence of night screaming from Hedge's room, as Hedge has just told you that they have to take the singularities, but they will compensate you fairly for it. All of you come running up and you see Kothar in here looking beyond pissed right now.
Compensation?
Well, I mean, we're not just going to take something from you.
These aren't yours.
We're not allowed to keep it out in the world. They're too dangerous.
It's better to stay with someone who knows what they can do.
Yes, and as we can see, the people who know what they can do are the ones using them right now.
Just because I can't use it?
Yeah.
Listen, boy, when the blades were what they were, you could barely not even scratch your ass without me looking behind you. I had to do things for you when you were so... I hate to...
Listen,
You're not taking them.
I'm just making you aware of the situation. If you would hand it over, I will compensate you however I can. I know it's frustrating. I am not going to force it out of your hands. I'm not that stupid. And looking at him, he's beaten right now. He is scarred. He is looking gruely. Actually, no, he just finished his long rest. He's looking like shit. Oh, wait, yeah, he's on long rest mode.
A little black and blue, some yellow.
Oh, no,
in.
he had like a hole through his shoulder. Yeah, he had a run-in with whatever left, but you're not aware of that yet.
No, of course not. No.
Hey,
Cable's
but if
staying in the background, being supportive.
if you don't hand it over willingly, they will search for you. And the others.
What if the person wielding it was under the tutelage of a guardian?
It has to be the Blades. They don't recognize the Guardians. The Guardians have not been relevant in hundreds of years.
So if you find mine...
Sorry. I'm not going to tell them to go look for the other ones, but where is yours? It's never supposed to leave your side. Or was that just a myth?
Weren't we just a myth?
Aye, until I met you. I'm asking you, I'm not... Kothar, I'm not your enemy. Whatever blights you have against the Blades, that's fine. I want to be friends. We can.
Hedge, you are very different from most.
Aye. And there's a few of us here in the Blades that are like me. That don't look down on anybody else for anything above their actions.
When did that all start, anyways?
It was after the Bestial Wars. The beings that are disrespectfully called monstrous. They were having their homes taken from them, their land stolen, and they went and started pillaging and destroying everybody else, and the fear caused the normal humanoids, as they are referred to fight back and eradicate their history as an attack against them.
Did I get woken up then, Tiro?
No.
Or call it?
You should have been, but no.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you out of everybody in your group should have been called upon at that point in time, but no.
Yeah.
And after that, the history of what we used to be has been mostly destroyed. It has been taught through the generations to, well, history is written by the winner.
Yeah.
I don't want to be enemies. And I've done my research, my fair amount of research on extraplanar beings and the protectors of the realm. I don't want you as my enemy, and I will not report that your artifact.
They'll find out.
Then
But
they would.
about this one at least.
They already know about that one.
Oh yeah, it's out.
Hey,
Been out.
so
Did we find the other one?
had it. The creature that came out of the portal once I was exhausted of all of my capabilities.
But let me ask. It was described to us as only willing to work with those who buck the system and are opposing to someone who believes in the rule of law, and stability and authority. And
Is that... I would not be able to discern this. That would be between you. I'm not a smart man. I'm not gonna lie about it.
so my concern is that even if we hand it over, it won't be useful.
Aye, but it'll be kept out of the people's hands that... He gestures to his gaping wound. Do that. These things are far more powerful. I mean, you touched the blade for but an hour, and you were able to know their exact location. These things become more powerful in time. The more you attune yourself to it, the more it accepts you and awakens. They're catastrophic in the wrong hands. I've only ever learned about a few of them, but... Listen, as a sign of good faith.
Mine stays out of the records.
Yours is written in history. They could not scrub that one out of history. But as a sign of good faith, I am the wielder of vanity. This is one of your singularities.
Yeah.
I know how powerful that is. I've barely even scratched the surface of what she can do. Sorry, but your options are these. You hand it over willingly, give you a fair compensation, and you hate me for the rest of your life. Or you slip out under the guise of night. I make sure my messengers do not have a horse to ride back. They're slow to learn, but the blades will hunt you down. I can guarantee my silence, but I can't guarantee every single person out there. There's politics at play. They want to grow, they want to get better, they want to replace me. That's all I can offer.
Who has the sword right now?
Jim does.
N?
I mean, I also want to ask you this, Kotha. The other one who has the other one. He's back on this plane. He walked out of there and he nearly killed me and left me to die. If one of my lieutenants didn't find me within minutes, I would be dead right now. I think that's a way for you to track him down and kill him. I understand what it's like to lose your family, boy. And you notice an immediate dark tone just like encompass his usually very sad, very warm or bright eyes into just a glazed over deadpan look. I know about that rage. If I had the ability to avenge my family, I would. It's up to you. You're a choice.
You left out one option, Edge.
Hey?
I don't hate you. And yet I still give you the weapon. And can I see the sword, please?
Of course. And
he very head down but grudgingly turns around. Just palm out for the basically.
yeah, and immediately takes it off and hands it over.
I'll just grab it and kind of slowly moving the handle towards Hedge.
He seems hesitant, but takes it and immediately places it down on his desk on top of a very lovely velvet lining and just wraps the blade in it. I promise it'll be taken care of. I'm not allowed to have two of them, but I know who they'll put in charge to protect this one. Lionette.
And what are they like?
Strong. Adverse to any form of criticism of their faith. And unwilling to bend their morals for anything. I've never met somebody more hot-headed. But they are mostly a good person.
Well, there's not much I can really do in this state right now.
So,
can you not tell them I was here?
Just the Red Dragonborn as far as I know.
Seems fair.
Aye.
Lizard folk?
That's not believable. You're way too fucking big. Those things are scrawny little pissants. But I'll be sure to forget your name. Alright.
And I'll forget yours, Hedge. Just kind of
Now,
gives a grin.
as I have to write this report, I have to compensate you. Part of our law.
Compensate them. I'm not taking money for.
But you'll take information, yes?
On.
He holds up a small, very, very light bottle that has the little bit of a red liquid at the very bottom of it. He came out bleeding. I don't know what to do with this, but looks over at Solaris. I believe you know a few people that might be able to utilize this a bit better. Finding them. Oh, Solaris isn't here, I apologize. I believe your wizard friend would know people who could do that.
So just as a quick thing, would In have any idea? I'm just thinking like people who have, necklaces of like their loved one or something like that, like with a lock of hair or something like that in it.
It is a common thing amongst nobles to keep a living aspect of a loved one in case they go missing, because they're the only people who could possibly afford a mage to track them down.
Okay.
So it could be... It could be done, but it's very expensive. It takes a highly capable mage to be able to do it, and depending on how quickly you want them found and retrieved, the mage has to be even more powerful. So, you're looking at the cheapest one, 1,000 gold.
Cathar, whatever it takes to find this person, I'm here to help.
Might need some gold if we're gonna find this person.
Yes, of course, of course. The evil of all of our lives, money.
Well, you've got an extra 6 platinum now.
Yeah, look, it's on your sheet already.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Yep.
So we're on our way.
And I don't have any more I don't have enough money on us right now, because, we spent a lot of it getting here. We found a lot of traveling performers and artists. It was great. But if you get there, he hands over a small scroll, and you seem to have a guardian angel. Looks past at Gabriel. It's probably safest with you. At least 2 of them will die before you're allowed to get touched. But
People takes the scroll.
Oh no, he's handing it to N.
He's handing it to N.
Because you will kill anybody who tries going after N.
So
N is the safest member in the party with the lowest hit points.
Right. I'm like...
You take this to one of the banks. It has my name on it. Small processing fee, but it will compensate you fairly. I believe this is the most that I can expend out of our personal treasury, without them having too much of a suspicion. You open it up, it's 1,500 gold.
Whew.
And yes, this world does have a banking system, so you don't have to carry an absurd amount of gold on you at all times.
So, it would know where the nearest bank would be, right?
You would know where all of the banks would be. There's only 5 banks in the entire plane of existence. One of them is in Selderon Fion. One of them is in Faith Forest. One of them is in Deep Yard. One of them is in Weldon Top. Yep. And the last one is in Tanglewood. However, the people you need to go talk to would be in Deep Yard.
The people we need to go talk to.
The ones who can divine on people using nothing but their blood. And of course, if we come across any more information, I can talk to people to get in contact with you. My lieutenant is a very accomplished mage himself. They call him the Blade Singer. That's why I recruited him. That's a badass name.
Is the Blade Singer in this room?
No, he is not.
Okay. Is there anyone else in the room? Just
Nope.
him? Okay. Hedge, instead of... we can't get this money right away, we could just take one of your men's armor. I'm sure it'll go for a fine penny, yeah?
Oh, that is theirs. It is not ours. We don't own it. It belongs to them.
I didn't know if it was like a...
For most
you join
other
the team,
guilds...
You join the team, you get...
For most other organizations in the Blades of Light, yes. We take pride in our armament and in our weaponry. We make sure it is esteemed, customized to our specifications, and we pay for it and upgrade it over the years.
I was going to say I haven't seen many look the way you all do.
So I could not take it from them. And no offense, Sonny, considering the duties I have to handle here, I'm keeping my fucking armor.
Yeah, I wasn't suggesting yours, Hedge.
Yeah.
So I'd probably get that fixed. Pointed on giant hole.
He moves his hammer. I got it. Stereotype sometime apply.
Or is it magical or
What?
his armor?
My armor?
Yes.
It's beautiful.
If it's not magical, I could fix it.
Is?
And then N comes over and starts using mending as many times as needed.
Oh, no. He immediately stops you. No. Thank you for the gesture, but crafting your armor is a beautiful thing. And it's something that we treasure. So.
I see.
I appreciate it, but that's cheating.
No, I understand, and like jingles the tambourine a bit.
Yeah.
It would be as if I stole someone else's music. I understand.
Yes. But anyways, sorry. Don't be strangers. If you come across us, let us know. I do have a question for all of you. Were there any interesting people back in town?
Well, we met someone named Lucifon.
Oh, really?
Hansy was pretty interesting.
I like Hansi. He's a funny guy. Little smartass. I like people who are feisty. That's why I like all of you. But, Lucifon, you said the name was?
Yeah, he's kind of tallish, really broad shoulders.
Huh?
Married to some lady.
She has a crush on him.
What?
Huh?
What?
So, his wife is the one who took Hansy's hand, by the way.
Oh! Oh, this is great. Alright, I'll have to stop by and meet these people. That sounds fantastic.
The portmaster?
The portmaster, he's dead.
Really?
Yeah,
Did
I
he
saw
die this morning.
Well, he was hanging by the dock by his own intestines.
How did we not see that?
It looked pretty fresh to me.
I wonder how that happened.
I let them go about their own way of dealing with law.
Seems fair.
Hey. But,
So do you know anyone in the Council of Many?
Hey, yes I do.
Mm-hmm.
I am a third seat member. This means absolutely nothing to any of you.
Do you get one of those fancy rocks too?
You mean a signet ring? I gave your friend over there one.
Who has a signet ring?
Signet brooch.
Oh, signet brooch.
One of you has it.
And should have it.
One of you should have added that to your treasure. Holy shit, it's a huge item. The Soonites say we're cool. It's like an FBI badge.
Is that,
The brooch of the dark-skinned woman and the red hair.
He gave it to Anne.
I gave it to one of you at the very beginning of this.
If you gave it to Rowan, she lost it.
All right.
Oh no.
And add it to your character sheet. You're the diplomat of the party.
okay.
Just let the
got
bard
all
handle
the things.
diplomacy.
Got all the things.
But yeah, signet ring. You bring it out, and it's a golden brooch with a very brown-skinned woman with the golden eyes and the long flowing red hair. It looks nothing like the rock that you saw.
Nicer.
What, this? Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautifully crafted.
He meant the platinum medallion that was it Garvin?
Oh, no, he's a second seat. You see it in descending order. The first seat are the actual council members, the people who oversee the, organization and everything that happens. The second seat are the people who assist them directly, can come in and out on most meetings whenever they see fit. The third seats are those of us that sit outside the council halls in order to protect our individual representatives. I am one of the protectors of the Cross family, as Lionette is as well. That is how we know each other.
Cross family. I don't know if I can put that name.
First in Cross, the second king.
That's
Yep. That's like I was looking back to my notes.
His family is still influential.
Yeah.
Hey, good folks. The second seats are advisors, the third seats are protectors. Council. As you can imagine, they're always the target of any nasties that really want to, make a scene.
Definitely possible something could be coming.
Hey, we're gonna have to be careful. I mean, not gonna lie, that little guy is pretty scary, considering he killed 2 of your Orta. Then he knocked me out with very little effort. Well, if you find him and kill him, let me know. If we find him, we're gonna try to kill him, and we'll let you know. But someone like that is not allowed to live.
If we do let you know, I may tell you, hey, we found the body. It was already stripped of everything.
That is your business, not mine. As long as we know that the plane is safe. I've already sent out a feeler to see if there's any reports of interesting people like that anywhere. Not gonna lie, darkened robes like that typically point towards cultist,
Edgy boys. Gotcha.
Hey. But the scary cultists are the ones that can actually take you out.
Well,
But yeah.
thank you, Edge.
Problem. However, you are not detained here. You can stay amongst us as you need. Welcome you. You are friends of Soonite, as far as I am concerned. However, if you need to be going, please move fast.
Wait, what time of day is it?
Oh, it's like early morning, like 3 or 4 a.m. at this point.
Oh God, we're gonna have to pay Hansy.
Hansi was already paid.
Oh thank God.
And Handy's on the island
Yeah.
repairing the boats for the Suit Knights.
He told you he'd pay for it.
Good. Okay.
He just gave you 1,500 gold in a bank account, okay?
Good point. Yeah.
Oh,
And we
also, aside from Solaris, you're the only person who has access to an actual bank account. Nobody else has filed for one. But it's not yours, it's your dad's.
Account.
Right. In's an authorized user, okay?
Oh, absolutely. You have allowance.
Another person in my party in New Embrace that has an authorized allowance out of a.
Oh, the last one was terrifying.
It was terrifying how much.
So I want to withdraw 3 months worth. But anyways.
Yep.
Are you all staying here or leaving?
If we're leaving, I'll message Solaris.
Solaris, as a point of order, it's been like 16 hours since you left the island, went back to the island to show them all where it was, came back here, buried or did whatever you wanted with the bodies. I'm leaving that completely up to you. And I could say that you probably were able to seclude yourself and cry yourself to sleep for long enough to get a long rest.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I mean, if I didn't get a long rest, I didn't get a long rest. But yeah.
Well, it's up to you. If you want to say Kothar cried himself to sleep, feel free. But regardless, you're getting to that point where you need to sleep.
Yeah.
Unless you want to take a sleep rest now.
He buried them, but unmarked,
Alrighty.
and pretty much tore down some shit that covered up most of the area. In a bit of anger.
A wild bugbear came through the area. Or owlbear came
Sweet.
through the area.
Looks like a wild owlbear went through. I am the owlbear.
I'm the owlbear. So, are you all leaving?
Okay, so do you need a rest, or...
Oh, I'm completely fine. I don't know. No, we can head back. It's fine.
Hey, listen. You have enough gold in your pockets. Go to the nice inn. Get yourself relaxed. Breathe a little.
We're already there, but thank you.
Hey,
They do have that lovely fruit juice next to the bathtubs.
And In's just like...
That's funny.
But
He walks over and he goes up to everybody and hugs each one of you. Alright. It was good to meet you. Hope you all the best of your travels. And he gives like a very nice warm hug, even though he is so much smaller than every single one of you. Like, at best, he comes up to like your sternum on your stomach. Hey, yes, you take care. Gothard,
You too. And
be good.
Thank you.
Boss.
see ya.
Goodbye.
See ya, big guy.
Bye.
Probably again.
Now, as you all are walking out, you look over to the right where you see Vanity is sitting there posed on top of its own shelf, secluded from everything else. And as you pass by Kothar, you see a crystalline edge to your skin. Just keep walking.
Son of a bitch. I just kept walking. No stopping there.
You all
Okay,
get
no,
on.
Did you say I kept walking, or did I have the choice to stop?
It's your choice to stop if you want.
Stop and pause for a second. I'm gonna just look like straight at it. Is that edge still there?
It seems to be like a small coating around your skin.
Not like what I'm used to.
Similar. Very similar.
Can I roll a history check to remember what vanity might do?
Sure.
14.
It's not a very high DC.
Okay.
Vanity shows things as they truly are meant to be. No shapeshifter can look inside of the gaze of vanity and hold on to its form.
Oh, shit.
Anything lying will be shown to be a liar.
So the crystals within me takes hand. Kidding.
You're lame.
What?
You're lame. But anyways.
I'm gonna head up.
You all gather up onto the boats and head back to shore. Once you make it over to the docks, it doesn't take you long to see the body of the half-orc hung up and on display over here. Currently being lowered down off ropes by two individuals, and Lucifon standing about 60 feet back, holding a sword face down. It's a completely blackened blade and a perfectly silver hilt and handle to it. As you all begin approaching closer, he looks over at you and goes back to the other two. Yes. Be sure to display the body in the front of town next, and tomorrow we're gonna put it on the other port side. Thank you. Walks up to each of you. Good evening. I was worried that you all, well, wouldn't be returning customers to our fine state, let's call it.
Hey.
Hello.
Rowan, didn't you have something you wanted to say?
To Lucifon?
But that's not how you greet someone. You just, hey.
Hey, you.
Well done.
Thank you.
We heard about the Dockmaster. I thought might have been your work.
Of course. Told you I was gonna handle him. Turns out that he was doing some shady business with some unreputable individuals. Ones that could pose a potential threat to me and my own. So, I hope they get the message.
I'd say displaying the body all throughout town would probably do that.
That's the hope.
That'd get the message across.
Do you happen to have the names of the ones he was doing deals with?
All of you come with me, please. He turns and begins walking, taking the lead in front of you, and
Rowan's the first in line.
yeah, you see as he lifts the great sword up, he ends up just harnessing it on his back. It doesn't have a sheath to it. It just has two clasps to hold it still in position, and he moves it very easily with one hand. Now, keep walking down the road, and eventually you notice that all of the people who are waking up give him an incredibly wide berth. They don't go anywhere near him. They just separate and then reconverge on the other side after they've passed. And they all seem to be looking at all of you as well, and he's just walking very smoothly, very calmly. You see that there is a lovely estate here. A simple two-story home that has a wide gate, a front yard that is beautifully displayed. On the front yard, you do notice that there's a swing set as well as a seesaw. He continues walking forward up to the door, where you see that there is a guard standing up there, but this guard doesn't look like any of the other guards you've seen in town. This one is wearing full black-plated armor with their head covered in a mask. And as he approaches, they bow deeply to him, take a step to the side. He goes over to the door, opens it up, and gestures for all of you to walk inside.
Rowan walks in.
And we're going to say Solaris met up with you on the way as well after what he was doing, but yeah, he's not going to come back and go, well, what the fuck? But anyways, you all walk inside, and it's a shockingly very simple, humble home inside. You see to the left that there's a small dining area with a table meant for 4 guests at most. Definitely not a hosting environment. And to the right, there is a fairly significantly large den that has nothing but bookshelves all around, filled to the brim with literature and all other manner of different writings and scripts. Some of them look very old, others look fairly new. And sitting down at one of these chairs, looking over at you, is a pale-skinned human woman with long blonde hair and a high ponytail, currently shutting a book, and right by her side is a tiny little girl. She has blackened hair on one side, golden blonde on the other, and a very pale complexion.
In the walkway inside, were there like photos on any of the walls or anything?
No, not a single thing.
No? Didn't know if maybe there'd be like Lucifon with like a Jerry curl and older, like a
Has a mullet, just...
it's a mullet.
Listen, he'd look damn good with a mullet, okay?
He would. Sorry, I didn't.
Lucifon is immune to looking bad. But as you all walk in, you see that the woman who is sitting there is holding her book out towards all of you, where you see there's a bluish glow emanating, and the moment she sees him, just flicks it back. Oh, hello. Honey, I didn't know we were going to have guests. Immediately, you hear the little child, Daddy! Go running up towards him, like, pushes you all out of the way and just hugs onto his leg.
Rowan, like, no.
He just pats her on the head. There, Claire. So, these are a few guests coming to town. He lifts up his daughter and holds her up, and you see she's like reaching past him to try to playing with the blade, but he just holds her far enough away not to grab it. And
future warrior.
And they're here to help us with a little problem. Let's see.
And just kind of like bows her head a little bit respectfully. They don't want to like interrupt, but just to show respect.
The woman stands and approaches closer and offers her hand to each of you. Luna Morningstar. Pleasure.
It's a pleasure as well. Thank you, ma'am.
Now, looking at the two of them side by side, she is refined, proper, scholarly, fairly soft-spoken, and by comparison, small. She's only about 5'6", 5'7", and he is the maximum height of a tiefling.
Kurthar's gonna carefully put his hand out, thinking about Hansy.
She reaches, grabs, and goes, Don't worry. Just don't grab anywhere you're not supposed to.
Oh, I was more worried about you cutting it off than him.
You're a wise one. And you see just a little spark of energy in her eyes as she just turns and goes to walk.
This is bringing back memories from Friday. Like just trauma over here.
So you're all here to help us. Is that correct? Yes, they were the ones who originally informed me that our quartermaster was a liar. A scoundrel. Now, as I've taken care of it, turns to Claire, yes I have. We're going to seek out this group of people, if all of you are willing to help out, of course. And remove them from any problems in the harboring area. You watch as like Claire turns towards you and smiles, and you immediately notice that like the blonde hair of her head, that side of her teeth are rows of very sharp fangs, and on the other side it's perfectly prime and properly kept normal teeth, just smiling at you.
Ben smiles in return and shows off the their sharpness as well.
She just keeps looking at Lucifon like, do you see this? Do you see this? Like, super excited. Well, yes. If you all wish to help, that it be. You've shown yourselves to be useful at stumbling upon information, and seeing as you have one of my heritage with you, I don't feel like you are going to betray us easily, as that would be detrimental to your health.
Well, and if there's anyone around here dealing in stolen goods, it's in my family's interest to know of it as well. And at the same time, Anna's talking, like, they have jewelry on their tail, and they're, like, jingling it at Claire, like, while they're having this.
Claire's playing with it. Claire's definitely at that, like, toddler age, but very smart for a toddler. Now, it's not just the thieving of equipment that we're worried about. He had dealings with a different group, a cultist organization. Very unfortunate. They call themselves the Darkin Society.
Darkin Society?
Gabriel, you're the only person who has a chance at this. History.
Oh. I do that screen. History.
What'd you get?
11?
Okay. The name sounds familiar to you, but you can't quite place it. It sounds like something that you can recognize, but you can't exactly place. Yes, they're a fanatical group, you see.
Do you know if he was dealing with anyone of this Darkin Society?
Yes, he was.
As of recent?
He was. And when I discovered that and he begged for his life, that's when I cut him open.
That naturally.
When he says that, Claire turns and just smiles wider.
Cuthar's just like widely looking in between like Usapon and the wife for Claire's reaction.
Yeah. Claire's having a good time. She's interested. Eventually, she starts like reaching towards N, and Lucifon like looks at you and looks at Luna, and Luna's like, "If they wish, do you want to take this responsibility?" Right.
Like, absolutely, and because you know, has been around children their entire life, not a problem.
Yeah. Immediately after touching you, her skin turns red, all across.
What a neat trick, and just having that like with your everything's amazing with this toddler conversation.
Yes. They keep themselves entertained. That's good. Yes, they seem to be trying to contract him for some information. Information, in fact, to deal with my family, and I'm not very appreciative of that. Now, of course, if anybody comes here and they try fucking with us, they will suffer a very terrible fate, I assure you. But that doesn't stop them from trying.
In the hope that they might get lucky.
I don't believe in luck.
They do, but...
Regardless, if you all wish to find this organization, uproot them, and destroy them. They seem to have many reaches across the realm, and believed to be following a path that seems similar to your calling. Looks at you, Kothar.
Yeah, the portals and stuff like that. The island was really a great trip. You should have come with.
I have business to attend to.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing for nothing.
So where is this
I'm not a fan.
community? Where's this hideout?
I don't know. Luna could find it out course, but
Would this help? And do you have that vial?
It would have been given to.
Oh, Solaris? Or me?
it was given to you, Kothar.
Oh.
You know,
yes,
you deserve
kidding.
some token to
Kidding.
focus your hatred
Here's the bottle of blood.
on. She steps over, takes it, and goes, 2 drops, flips it upside down. Humanoid, typical race, easy flowing, mystical in nature. Size of the creature?
All these?
Small. Give me a second. She places it down on the table, and you watch as it just sits perfectly straight up, and she begins slowly encircling and encasing in some type of ritual. Sorry, she gets focused when she has a job to do, and it's not very often she gets the opportunity to really flex her muscles. Yes, well, somebody has to be sure that our daughter is always safe.
It's because you're busy flexing yours, Lucifer, you know.
Just
Right,
enough
Rowan?
to keep
He's
everyone
busy
away.
flexing his.
But I don't. What are you? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Rowan, roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Or, sorry, this is a charisma saving throw.
Damn.
Not bad.
18. Yeah, that's high enough, actually. Luna just looks at you, and you feel like a chill go over your entire body, and then she just smiles and goes, lovely, aren't they?
Ron just like goes red.
As much as it.
Lucifon looks between the two of them and goes, I made it perfectly clear, darling. Yes, I know you did. You would not be stupid enough to try fooling around with anybody else. And as soon as he says that, he's looking at her with so much love and admiration. It's shocking that this is the same man that disemboweled somebody but hours ago. After about 10 minutes go by, shink. She tilts her head. Halfling's blood. Curious. Powerful creatures. Amongst the most well-developed and crafted by the gods. She looks around at all of you. Well, do you all...
Halfling?
Yes. You're all fully aware of the mythos around the creation of halflings, right?
Mm.
Their goddess, Shazad, decided to take the greatest aspects out of every race that was already developed in creation and throw it into a small, compact form that was unassuming. The most deadly of all creations. In humanoid form, of course. They are...
Halflings.
I wouldn't laugh if I was you. They are resilient to most tactics other creatures use to terrify things, and not to mention they are surprisingly fortunate with events that transpire in their lives. It's not just by chance that happens, that is their creation. Numbers favor them. Chance favors them. And yes, it is canon in my world that halflings are the most powerful race. So. Don't fuck with the wee folks.
It is a real possibility that they could get lucky.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways... if you had somebody who is capable of scrying on somebody, they should be able to discern this individual's location. Do you believe that they belong
To the Darkened Society.
Yes.
I don't know what they're part of, but I mean, they wore like a black robe, seemed really menacing.
We heard of reports of cultist activity in the area.
Well then, if you find this individual, I ask you for one favor. Return to me their head. I would like to make a nice crafting bowl out of it.
I'm sure Kothar would like to help you with that.
Phenomenal. I assume you have some amount of skill in crafting of body parts and dismemberment? She says it as just a simple matter of fact, nothing else.
Crafting of body parts?
And dismemberment. You know, the bones can be used as daggers, the rib cage can be used as a cradle if you know the right way. It's a common study amongst most individuals who live off the land.
I don't live off the land.
Well, why not? It provides everything you need.
That's what gold provides, everything I need.
Gold's boring. She turns and just looks at everyone else. So, are you going to help us with this or not?
I'd absolutely be willing to.
Fantastic. Now, we do have one more request. Of course. Be sure not to mention to anybody the fact that Luna or I live here. Or at least our descriptions. You can say my name, but not my description. If you don't mind, of course. We don't want to move again.
Seems reasonable.
And living with little ones is so hard.
It's understandable. And as a point of order, give me a wisdom saving throw as a whisper.
Oh no. Can I search for food?
Search?
Yeah.
You can ask.
Can I search for food? I don't retract my statement.
Okay. He looks over at you. Yes, you may. Kitchen's around the corner.
Oh, I didn't ask. I was just
Okay. You just leave and go looking for food, and he just cocks his head going, the cupboard's in the other room. Alright.
Just walks back through that door to the other door.
So I assume all of you are going to be joining us for supper this evening. So rare that we're allowed to have guests here.
Is that what this chicken is?
No, I was actually cooking some duck.
Hopefully I didn't grab the duck. Very good. So, what's with the friend in the black metal out front?
Luna smiles. He's somebody who's paying off a debt.
Paying off a debt.
Yes.
Interesting. What character did it look like? It could be a paladin by chance.
Roll me a perception. Religion. Yeah. What'd you get?
A 12.
Maybe.
Okay.
You saw no discernible aspect about the individual. You don't notice anything in particular about them. They just kind of stood there, stood out of the way, and then went back to their position. Their entire body is encased in the blackened armor and black underclothes. And considering the temperature outside, it must be really fucking hot. But they're sitting there.
Gotcha.
Yes, he's paying off a debt.
Oh, so it's a he. That's good. collecting information slowly.
I'm sorry if what I say sounds cryptic. There's just certain things I am not at liberty to fully allow to the public.
We can trade secrets for secrets. We can dish.
My
girl.
secrets stay close for a reason.
Damn.
But thank you for the offer. Not to mention, I already know quite a great deal about you, Kotha.
Oh no.
Yes. One of the Guardians of the Singularity, Guardians of the Realm, Protectors of the Multiverse. Portal Evangelical, some cultures have called you in the past. Absent for about 300 years. Very active previously before that. Every war, every passage of time, you and your companions, compatriots, were always directly influential in the tides of the battle and to decide who the victors would be. Even the last selection of gods before the previous one that transpired.
And eyes just twitching, and she's like saying everything, just like nothing's a secret anymore.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to tell the most important secrets, of course.
Of course. I don't like talking to her. Somebody else sit down, please.
Certainly not going to be Rowan.
Yeah. At that mention, she turns towards Gabriel. You're sad.
Oh no.
Yes.
That is fascinating. To be in such warm company and constantly sad.
Okay.
Well, you're lovely to talk to as well.
Thank you.
Stonewalled.
I actually like this one. I like this one a lot.
A lot of people do.
Lucifan just like smiles and then drops it.
Backing away.
Luna pats your hand twice and goes, "Oh, don't worry. He will not bite yet."
And Inge just speaking in Infernal with the kid, just making jokes about the whole thing.
Oh, and she's laughing and understanding everything. Very well versed in Infernal, in fact. She also asked for your tambourine.
As long as I have it back, please. Thank you.
She starts playing with it, shaking it, having a great time. At the table, all of you are sitting down. The well-prepared duck, which is a delicacy, because most hunters are terrified to try to kill a duck. But you're being fed it right now. It's fairly well prepared, a little overcooked. You're not sure who cooked it, but it is slightly overcooked.
Lucifon did, for sure.
She's sitting there, and everybody else is sitting down, having a nice little meal. The mashed potatoes being handed out to everybody to enjoy. A little bit of green beans as well. A nice, homely little dinner. And the entire time, Anne and Claire have been completely inseparable. At one point...
Like,
I'm sorry?
full portions? I'm gonna be taking, like, my usual full portions, look around, and then, like, half scoop it off. And then put some...
Luna just looks over at you and goes, "We used to have a friend who ate like you. How about everybody get their portion, and then we hand you the rest of the duck?"
I'm not sure everyone would like seconds. It's fine. Apparently I'm looking a little...
There's no problem. Regardless, you also hear at one point in time that Claire starts speaking out in a more godly voice. Does anybody understand Celestial?
Yes.
Okay. She calls out, "Mommy? Are these people going to stay with us for a while?" "No, darling, they will not," replying in Celestial. "Aww, I want to play with this one more." She looks down at Claire and goes, "Remove it." And you feel the charm drops from you immediately.
If Gabriel realizes what happened, his nose like flares and
Oh, they just talked in and that's it.
And Anne is still not magically charmed, but just in love with this.
Now
child.
you're enthralled.
Yes, it's just another stage. Like, oh, such spells already, and it's still infernal because they know the moment Gabriel finds out that, trouble. So it's infernal. Such strong spells already.
Gable doesn't realize what happened.
Nope.
No,
Alright.
The curse of not knowing all the bullshit
Insight.
languages. What are you inciting? An adorable child played with by Yen?
She said drop it then. She,
In
or was
Celestial.
That... Oh,
Yes.
okay, fine. Yeah.
But yeah, she turns and looks over at you, Kothar, and replies in Celestial, or talks to you in Celestial. Yes, our daughter is a bit more adept at certain capabilities than others. Especially for her age.
It's adorable.
Yeah, In is just not bothered by the whole thing.
I'm saying it's adorable, but he's actually terrified right now of this entire home.
That is a toddler that knows charm person.
Get me out of this home.
So, do you mind if I ask you all where it is that you hail from? I mean, I know your father made a very in-depth letter about who you were, so I understand that already. Thank you for the follow. But as for the rest of you, I have no idea who you are.
Yeah, Gabriel, I don't think we've actually ever heard where you're from.
Umbridge. I'm from Umbridge.
Insight. I don't
Sure.
believe him.
Sure. Insight.
Insight check just sounds so much more shittier to say this. Insight check.
You're lying.
He is way too good of a prostitute to be from Umbridge. Let's be real.
Well, thank you.
A 6.
Alright.
Yep, he's totally from Umbridge.
It's kind of hard to read.
It's that
He's
dark
probably telling
brooding
the truth.
exterior. It's that dark brooding exterior. It's hard to read.
Yeah. Umbridge. Boring little hole in the wall. Beautiful tree, though. I quite enjoy her a lot. Oh, I apologize. I didn't mean to speak formally about your national artifact.
I'm quite fond of her as well. She's got a special place. And yes, Umbridge is kind of a hole in the wall.
What about you, Rowan?
I'm from Umbridge as well.
Really? That strikes me as very odd.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of live more in the outskirts, but
Oh, so with the wolves.
yeah, a little bit. You could say that. Where are you from originally?
Lucifon looks over at Luna, and Luna speaks up. Well, my husband, he's from other places, not here. But we met in the Afterfall Forest.
Were you guys like interning together, or?
We were
Interning?
we were aspiring adventurers at the time. He had just came here from afar, and as such was in need of help, and we had a mutual friend that was caring for him when I came across. When I first met him, I thought he was a brooding imbecile who deserved no amount of respect, and a weakling at that. But like most fungus, he grows on you. She smiles.
Oh, that's really lovely.
And of course, the moment I met her, she was the most beautiful and fierce thing I've ever seen.
Sounds practiced.
Did Kothar say that out loud?
Yes.
He turns to you, Kothar. I do not lie. I don't
Clearly,
lie.
a beautiful woman that can handle anything on her own.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
What's the point in loving someone who's fragile? They'll be whisked away at a moment's notice.
She ain't need no man.
True.
And kind of like does the whole like fragile thing and just kind of was like,
He said what he said. But yes, our mutual friend and us, we both traveled around for a long period of time. We enjoyed the world and searched for many of the wonders that it provided for us. Well, in time, we grew our numbers and rank and eventually decided that it was better for us to settle down, you know, with Claire on the way and all. It was easier to find ourselves a nice little home, comfortable living, and to hang up the adventuring boots.
So you guys are married, or?
Yes, we are. Formally, dear, under 3 courts.
Cool.
So is there like a good place to go get a drink in this town, or?
Right here. Would you like to see my basement? Oh, honey, don't show them the man cave. It's lovely.
A man cave?
Follow me. He stands up from the table,
"Go in."
goes over, takes Claire from you. Honey? Yes, I know, she's not allowed down there. Just give her here. I have a few more hours of reading I need to get done today.
Can Gable run that bullet inside of him?
Go for it. He's not a hard person to read at all. He's being very blunt and forward. It's dangerous for her to go down there. She's a toddler.
No, he wants to know. He wants to make sure the guy isn't up to any hanky panky.
I mean, probably on the regular by looking at him. But like, nothing outside the norm. But anyways, he leads you all over to a cupboard, which leads into the basement. Hello, poopers! Once you all get down there, a light envelops the area, and you see that there is a large encompassing room down here that stretches out the entire territory of this plot of land. There is a fighting pit. There is a large cage with spikes pointing inwards and outwards on the far wall, with draping down hooks and clasps and manacles mounted to the actual walls. There is a fully developed bar on the other end, as well as large pendulums with razor-sharp edges hung up all across the wall as you're walking through here. You peer over at the furthest wall, or the closest wall to the stairs themselves, where there is a small armory sitting there, of every variety of weapon imaginable, just sitting there ready for anybody to utilize.
What's the cage for?
You never know when you need to keep someone locked in.
Yeah, Gable frowns at that, but doesn't say anything else.
It's fair. Goes over to the bar and looks around and goes, so we have about 14 brews of ale right now. We have 6 different top shelf whiskeys. I'm sorry, if you're a brandy fan, get the fuck out. As well as many bottles of wine. Aging from, well, the oldest one we're not going to open, but we have things within the past 200 years. What would you all like?
Like, In's eyebrow just, like, oh. Do you mind if I take a look?
Please.
Gable just stands back, arms crossed, watching in like a hawk.
Not much of a drinker. Looks at you, Gabriel.
No, I'm not.
Fair enough. We do have some Juice upstairs. Claire's very fond of it.
Might have to arm wrestle her forward, Gabriel.
What was that?
Oh, the two of you want to arm wrestle? Please. by
No,
all
no, no,
means.
no. I said Claire and him
Oh,
with the juice.
I wouldn't want to embarrass the man. Pat you on the back. But N, by your rough estimate, the bar itself with all of the contents is probably worth a few hundred gold. Like, easily. And that's before you look at the winery next to it.
Yeah.
It's a very expensive room down here. And he circles around, goes over to the large pit, and looks over at you, Kothar. You all ever have a pit like this where you come from?
Like a fighting pit?
Yeah. Place to stretch the muscles, change the terrain.
Gable kind of chuckles without meaning to, and yes.
Oh, beautiful. Well, while you're in town, if you need a place to stretch your muscles at all, feel free. He goes to the far end, and you watch as he removes the giant blade and just hooks it up top. Removes the helmet takes the helmet that he took off at dinner. He's a gentleman. Puts it on top and slowly takes off his armor, which was a different set of armor than he wore when you first met him. This was more of a blackened and silver gray scaled looking heavy duty, full plate mail, very ornate, very old, and very expensive set that he sets up there as well.
Holy shit! I've only ever heard about this in like books that were like 50 years old. I can't even believe this, and it's just like bottle. At this point, just looking through them.
You can all help yourselves. I'll restock if I need to.
Kothar is already reaching over, like, to get ale out into something.
Kothar, I got something special for you.
Tail whips, looks around, huh?
3 rows back. The second cask.
3
Honey.
rows.
Honeysuckle Ale. It is amongst the most rare ale, and it was discontinued the year you last came out.
Honeysuckle ale. I'm gonna go look for it.
You find it, it's labeled, it's branded, and it has the year posted on it.
Gable,
Go ahead. Help yourself.
He's like
Gable,
holding back a possible tear.
Yes, Gabriel?
Gable looks over at Anne going a little nuts over the alcohol and just chuckles and looks to the host. What's his name again?
Luciphon.
Luciphon. Would you be interested in a match in the fighting pit, Luciphon?
I'm sorry, I don't spar. I kill. The way I was trained was to never allow my opponent to live. So,
Who trained you?
my mother. What's so funny? She's the most powerful warrior I've ever met.
That was Jason, not
Okay.
Gable.
Wow, she must have been really amazing.
She still is.
You got a lot of strong women in your life. That's the way to be.
Can never have too many strong women in your life.
I think 3's enough for me.
Four is such a good, even number. Just like sipping on.
He turns to you. You know, I've stared in the face of old beings that predate this plane of existence.
Did they stare back?
Sometimes. Luna scares me.
Yeah.
So
It's like a
no,
natural thing she puts off.
not natural. Experience.
I could feel it just like oozing out of her.
She can literally force a person to hold their hand out and stare as she cuts their hand off.
Oh my god, is that what you did to Hansy?
Yes. And Hansy was a lucky one, because he was my friend.
Speaking of friends, Kothar's, after a few of the drinks already through that, gonna offer someone that doesn't have a drink, I guess, currently.
Me.
This, Rowan. If you'd like a glass.
Yeah, I'll try some of that honeysuckle stuff you've got.
It's pretty good.
It is pretty
Lucifon,
Yes.
would you care for your own drink?
Alcohol really doesn't do anything for me but flavor, so
That's fine, you can have some.
thank you.
And drinking wine, or
They've already popped open like a 75-year-old bottle and is like just.
I kind of imagine you have like 4 different bottles that you're just tasting out of each one, being like, "Ooh."
Yeah, pretty much like, and then it's like Solaris with tea, just that whole like, like hit the complexity and just like.
Cable's probably kicked back in a chair at this point against the wall, arms crossed, watching everyone.
does Gabriel want some?
I'm good. Kothar.
Okay, alright. It's fine. Just dumps it back into the cask. Just wanted to, we were speaking about friends. To new and old friends, yeah?
Yeah, to friends.
To loose
No
allies.
matter where we go, they're oh, I wasn't calling you a friend, Lucifer.
Oh.
It's just acquaintance is more.
I like the
seems
word
more of an
ally.
Acquaintance time. Ally.
But regardless, the unfortunate aspect about those bottles, the moment you open them, you kind of have to drink them. Or else they will depreciate in the value and taste. So if all of you would like, you're more than welcome to stay here for the evening. Enjoy yourselves. I'm not gonna lock you down here, but just know that if Luna hears any of you creeping around our estate, she will take care of you.
Seems reasonable.
Regardless, all of you, have a fantastic evening. Thank you for the conversation, and thank you for helping me, being my family. Good night. He heads back upstairs, closing the door behind him and ending the session there. So, everybody, thank you for hanging out with us today. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves. We'll be back again next week. Bye.